Hi, and welcome to my Shark Tank. This is Shawn Miller. You are a very astute business person, and you understand that if it's a corporate environment or as an entrepreneur, that at upper levels of income, you will be paid infinitely more based upon who you are than any specific thing that you do. So for me and my clients, it's not about what we do, it's about what we can become and what you can become and what legacy you can create with the influence and access that you can command with that level of personal persona power that we were just talking about. This video is for entrepreneurs who want to make a big leap in business because you're dissatisfied with wasting money on outdated branding strategies that prevent you from commanding a really big competitive advantage. The celebrity CEO model, the logo that you see, is a new business acceleration system that I created. It provides leaders with the ability to powerfully reposition themselves and their companies with Shark Tank style celebrity brand status, and to create streams of passive celebrity expert income just like the sharks are doing. Now, this is completely different than any advertising or PR firm, which really realistically holds you to the same just sea of sameness as all of your competition, and they don't give you the ability to monetize a number one position personal celebrity status. So if you want to build a brand, there are a lot of PR firms, consulting firms, ad agencies, right? And they do a pretty good job, most of which you can do yourself. I mean, they get you a little bit of airtime. They can maybe leverage some media buys, but let's be honest, and I can show you how to do this. If you just have somebody on your team do some good competitive analysis, copy what's happening in your marketplace, you can do pretty much what they're doing and get your name out there. It's really very easy to do. But the danger in doing that is you destroy your company's brand value and you leave yourself mired in the sea of sameness. And more importantly, you miss out on any opportunity to create really any unfair leverage or real true competitive advantage in today's marketplace. And you completely miss out on the most powerful brand asset that you have, and that's your personal brand status. And in my opinion, you need to be able to do this quickly. And what I saw in the marketplace just couldn't do it. So the initial investment to work with us and my team is pretty substantial. But you will be able to leverage not only your company, but your personal IP and to win big and win fast as the celebrity expert. With recognized brand dominance, you can operate very productively. This includes the power to cause the media to come to you, not the other way around. You can charge top dollar and create premium services. You can even create income streams, charge really top fees, $10,000 or more as a keynote speaker because of your status. You'll have celebrity status with the media and with conferences and events that you attend because you're seen as a de facto leader in your industry and in your community, not just in your company. And the personal brand value, as you know this, is bigger than your company's brand value, which means that you basically in the marketplace have an unfair competitive advantage, and you can grow this and monetize this. The added benefit is that you can produce personal passive streams of income for your family because you command that personal celebrity brand status. And if you want to bring this into your company, that really provides you an unfair competitive advantage in the landscape because of the intangible CEO capital you build and the personal streams of income that you can generate. Business guru Dan Kennedy was a savior to me when I first got in business on my own. And Dan is a guru. If you don't know him, you definitely should. And he said, if you're not rapidly, deliberately, methodically, and dramatically trying to build yourself as a celebrity, at least to your own clientele and your own marketplace, he said you're asleep at the wheel and are ignoring what is driving the economy around you. He said this, you need to do this. You must have a plan to do this, and you must be working that plan and implementing it step by step. And if not now, when? He was not unclear about this. So an incredible opportunity exists, and that's why I'm coming today for professionals like you and I to become a thought-leading authority of the marketplace and a chased after celebrity. I call it the Holy Grail of positioning and posture. It's a celebrity entrepreneur, the same magic allure as we see with those Shark Tank style, the Shark Tank guys like Mark Cuban, Barbara Corcoran, Damon John. Failure to leverage this is a powerful market trend. It leaves you swimming in that sea of sameness, and your competitors are, it leaves you just continuing to be treated like a salesperson by prospects and a beggar by bankers and vendors. And they don't know, it's because they don't know who you are. And worse yet, honestly, they don't care. But you can change that game. And we're faced today as business leaders, and I run 3 companies, so I understand we're faced with what I call the marketplace axis of evil. Let's be real about what we're facing. Number 1 is distraction. Our clientele has never been more overwhelmed and distracted by information, devices, media, and marketing. I write these numbers down: 80,000, 8,000, and 80. 80,000 are the number of thoughts running around in your prospect's head in a day. 8,000 are the number of marketing and advertising messages that they see during that day. You and I too. Only 80 of those sneak all the way through and become conscious thoughts. That means that in this day and age, we have less than 9 seconds to capture the attention of our audience. This is unbelievable overwhelm and distraction. We're also facing competition. And of course, you're facing competition, but what I refer to is what I call the abyss of better, the abyss of betterment in business. Most of us are faced with the inability to raise our pricing and raise our market, or raise our premium prices because we don't know how, or we don't feel like we can because of competition. And yet, because of competition, we're being forced to add ever more value into our stream of delivery, which is what I refer to as the abyss of better. And over time, it just squeezes profit margin. As costs increase and prices remain the same in that competitive environment, it just squeezes your profits into oblivion. The last resulting from all that competition is commoditization, in which overwhelmed clients, seeing no differentiation in the marketplace, really just feel like you're exactly the same as everybody else, leaving them to decision of what? Price? Convenience? And not based upon real value streams. And you and I both know that price should be no more than 4th in their factor of decision making. So we have 2 things that we can do faced with commoditization. I used to work in a Caterpillar branded line of forklifts. We had a huge marketing budget, and that is one option. You can absolutely have the biggest, fattest marketing budget in your marketplace, and you can overwhelm commoditization and stand out. If you're watching this, I'm a pretty big deal, but if you're watching this, I suspect you're not in that position. So that leaves us to option 2, right? Option 2, be fascinating. Fascinating. And you and your company, your unique intellectual property, but you and your personal persona power and your secret sauce and your expertise and your status in your industry can be fascinating and really stand out in a powerful and differentiated way. There are some big trends that lead me to discover this and explain it to you. There's social trend of the celebrity status of business persons. This is new and it's hot, right? Shark Tank, Restaurant Impossible, The Apprentice, The Celebrity Apprentice. I mean, these are all over television today and all over media today. Business people are celebrated and entrepreneurship is celebrated. Business gurus and tycoons used to be villains. Now they're chased around by TMZ. This has changed. This is a big economic trend. And personal branding tied and properly aligned then to business branding creates what I see, and when you know this, you recognize this. This is the most powerful status in the marketplace for influence, access, and control in our economy today of your industry. This is a big trend. Last is technology, and there's several aspects of technology, but technology has created micro niches in the media, micro niches in our business structure, and it allows us, because of what we can communicate then with that technology, and within those micro niches we can rapidly and inexpensively publish and grab a unique and hold a unique position using digital and social media. This enables you to grab hold of market shares as we've never been able to see before. Grab hold as market thought leading and commanding as never has been happened before. An engaging persona can become a dominant thought leader in a micro niche very, very quickly. I saw this best demonstrated on the show Shark Tank by Mark Cuban. Mark was sitting back, as he often does, and being quiet. And one of the things that occurs rarely on the show, but it was one of the moments in which all five sharks wanted that deal. And what did they do? They did what we all tend to do. They all started talking about their specific expertise and their industry and their experience. Now, even Forbes magazine said that your technical capacity is only 15% of your success in business. They said your ability to lead, influence, and communicate and negotiate was 85% of your success. And that's what Mark understood. And he let them all fight about who knew more about this or who had more experience in that. And finally, he pounded on his chair and he demonstrated powerfully the influence and access that I'm talking about. And he said, there's nobody that's not going to take my call. And he silenced the room, and he took control. He took frame control over the space, over these five sharks that had created their own funny little sea of sameness right there on the show. And he took control of the situation just like you can. I believe you can be the next big thing. My clients, just a little bit about me, my clients call me the trigger. It's a kind of a funny nickname, but I've learned to embrace it, because what they mean is that I have the ability to look at things and see opportunities that they don't, and build and get things out of them that they didn't even know that they had, so that they can grow their business much, much faster than they ever thought possible. Now, I'm a trainer by nature. I've always been a trainer in business, and I've always been involved in business. You know, I bought my first home when I was 17. I had to wait until I was 18 to actually could sign the paperwork. And very quickly, I was in business as an entrepreneur, selling golf and ski equipment because I loved golf. And but I couldn't sell anything very well because I was so young. They wouldn't give me, manufacturers wouldn't give me good things to represent. So what I learned is I learned how to teach, and I learned how to teach those golf pros and teach those retailers how they could sell more. I learned how I could sell, or how they could sell more, so I could teach them and seek first to be a resource. And I became a teacher, and I've always been a teacher in business all that time to provide value to my clients, just as I want to do for you. I worked in corporate space with Payne Weber, where I moved from sales into training. I also worked for Caterpillar in their forklift division, where I worked from sales into training. I became involved in training for Caterpillar as well, but I was always kind of a special ops person in sales, and I hope to bring that to the table to you. But in 2006, we started our own personal development, business development company called Performance Institute, and I began to coach and teach and train and consult with businesses full time via Performance Institute. Now, my family and I live in Holland, Michigan. I have two teenage daughters and an amazing wife. We just had our 18th anniversary, and we live in a place where I always wanted to live in a place where tourists would come. And we live in Holland, Michigan. And we actually live in the house that my wife grew up in. So we're pretty conservative with our dollars here in Holland, Michigan, and living in the house that my wife grew up in. But we live very well. And when I started my company, I was able to invest in my own development, just as I recommend you do. And what I learned and what I saw allowed us to evolve Performance Institute very, very quickly. And I moved into working with one of the top gurus in the world, an expert's expert, an advisor's advisor in the space of guru creation or authority creation. And I got to play at the very, very highest levels of that space very, very quickly and learn some powerful things. And I've been able since that time to speak all over the world at all kinds. I've spoken on cruise ships. You know, I got to do an event right on the field at Dallas Stadium. I'm a Cowboy fan. That was cool. And work with amazing people like the Trump family and just extraordinary opportunities. And I get to share that all now with you. Now, you need to understand why I do all this. I said I was pretty conservative with money. You see, I was raised with a lot of money. Our family was blessed due to the very hard work of my father and my mother as a professional also. I'm an only child, and I had more money than purpose, if I'm honest. And that was a bit of that was a problem for me as an entrepreneur because money to me just wasn't that valuable. But I had been raised in a space where I knew how to create money and income, and I knew all about business, and it's all through my being. But the money to me didn't really matter, right? Cadillacs, Ferraris didn't really matter to me. But what I discovered was how to have a purpose. And I discovered that there's other people who are gifted in service of others in ways that I'm really not, but they don't have anywhere near my skill to generate cash flow to do what they do. So that makes me now what I refer to as a purpose-driven entrepreneur, where I generate big cash flow from several business entities for my family's benefit. We live well, but also to give it away for the most part to those folks that can do amazing things in my community and for the kingdom that I'm not really equipped to do, and they can't do what I can do. So I'm excited to meet you and see what we can do with your business, just like what we're doing with Performance Institute, Flex Fitness Center, the Celebrity Entrepreneur Magazine, and my Celebrity CEO Model, where for a purpose, we grow business, build our influence so that we can create a legacy and really make an impact in a much different way than what we could do with a new Ferrari, which they're really cool and really fun, but it just doesn't get me all that fired up. So what gets me fired up is that ability to do that for my community and what you can do. And I believe you can be the NBT. The next big thing. If you don't know the NBT, I'll teach you about social media and hashtags. Hashtag NBT, it means I'm the next big thing. And I believe you could be the next big thing. And remember, it's not about what you do, and it's not about what we do. It's all about what you can become, the influence and access that you can command, and the legacy that you can create with that influence and access and success. So that's the end of video number 1. There are 3 videos in the series. Your next step is one of 2 options. You can, well, I guess 3 options. You can be done with me in this video series, and thanks for watching. Now, number 2, you can go on and watch video number 2, in which I will introduce you to the pyramid of allure and how we build that holy grail of personal and business branding. And we'll talk about that in detail in video number 2. Or if you're like, I dig this guy, I dig what he's talking about, and I want to move forward, then you need to understand that all the clients for Celebrity CEO Model are vetted by me personally, and I need you to fill an application process to do a consult with me. You'll find that at celebrityceomodel.com/work together. celebrityceomodel.com/work together. That'll come to me personally, and my assistant will schedule a time for us to have a consult based upon vetting criteria and the things that we do with the system. I look forward to talking with you. I look forward to being of service to you, and I look forward to seeing what you become with the power of your personal persona branded above your business brand in that holy grail position. Talk to you really, really soon.